Welcome to the latest One Take Tour. Today we're going to look at the science fiction section, which is the Silver Wall. And it's probably my favorite section in the entire museum. I really love the science fiction themes. There's a lot of great 6-scale figures. So it is the Silver Wall here. I thought that was appropriate. In between the brown Western military wall and the pink wall, which is miscellaneous that we'll get to later. So let's start up on the top shelf. The top shelf's 22 inches, so you can get some larger figures up there. You can see some quarter scale, the power loader, Aliens power loader from Hot Toys. And then I did a double row to get 2 rows of 6-scale figures. Some of those are Doctor Who. We've got some vintage stuff. We got some Galactica. We moved down here into some X-Files, the Sideshow line, as well as the Playmates 12-inch Star Trek. And towards the end, as we get further along with the Star Trek, we also run into some Lost in Space, handful of Lost in Space that were done in 6-scale. Now we move down a row and we're going to get some more Lost in Space, the 9-inch figures, as well as the 9-inch Trek. Now I wasn't a completist on this Trek series. I did get all the original series 9-inch figures because I'm a big fan of the original series, but the other series I didn't get nearly as many. However, if you're a Trek fan and you're looking for something to pick up, this is a great line to get into. It's low cost. It's got some great characters. Now we move down, and there's another Trek line. This is the terrific X06 series. You can see the Picards, Judge Q, Data, as well as the QMX original series figures. We're going to move down here into some Aliens, Hot Toys work, some of their earliest. And you can see the distinct difference between the more modern release of Ripley and their older release of Ripley. More Aliens, moving down into X-Files. Twilight Zone, The Outer Limits. Some excellent figures. That's a line that I really, really wish we'd see somebody else pick up and do some more. You can do some pretty good, cartoony, goofy lines. Finishing up there with Rod Serling. Now we're going to move down another row and get into Terminator. This is largely Hot Toys. Plenty of Hot Toys Terminator figures. Lots of versions of the T-800s. They sure did love Arnie. Malcolm Reynolds. Some Mars Attacks. Katniss. Judge Dredd. And then we get into another set of the X06 Trek. There's some Voyager and Discovery. That actually makes sense if you're in the room because they're right below the other ones. And we move down to the bottom shelf. And we get some odds and ends, busts, some old Micro Machines for Aliens and Predators, prop replicas, some of the terrific Palisades busts that they did for the Predator and Alien movies, as well as the Sideshow Star Trek busts. And we finish up with Robbie the Robot. Now down on the floor, we have some Hasbro Planet of the Apes. We're going to see a lot more Planet of the Apes on the tower. The Hasbro stuff I've kept around just because it's interesting to see the evolution. The Buck Rogers figure that you saw up on top, that's his box. That is such a terrific package. We rarely get something that nice. My daughter and I were lucky to go to the Star Trek Beyond world premiere when it was at San Diego Comic-Con. So there's some goodies from that. As well as the Atomic Disruptor from Buck Rogers. And we finish up with a boxed Robbie the Robot. Oh, that was a really terrific figure. So now we're going to look at the tower here in a second. That'll be a little more complicated because it's a mixture of miscellaneous and science fiction, and I'm going to try to separate it out for you in one video. Thanks a lot.